Okay, good afternoon. So I'm here again. My name is Isaac Olumogude, your IELTS guru from Hollings Academy. And this afternoon, I'll be taking you through another set of vocabulary development. Okay, vocabulary development actually becomes necessary in your English writing and could be of great help in your uh, speaking. I mean, IELTS writing and in your speaking. Okay, so let me just transit to the slide now so as to give you a full comprehensive breakdown. Okay, the objective is to help students develop ability to use words appropriately and interchangeably. Okay, what do I mean? What I mean is that while writing, there are some keywords that will keep popping up. You don't need to repeat yourself. You need to find alternate words or phrases to repeat those to replace those words. So that's what it means to use words interchangeably. Appropriate word means you need to develop enough grammar. That is, you check up new words in dictionary and use them for sentences. Actually, the vocabulary development that we do, we don't focus too much on words. Okay, but if you think you are short on words, you need to learn how to use words, pick words in write-up and in things like that. Okay, um, then we intend to help students nurture the ability to use wide range of higher and uncommon expressions in their writing because a lot of students, especially those students who need a higher score in writing like 7.5, 8, are stuck in 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5 because of the fact that they do not have variant ways of conveying their messages. Okay, so for example, you want to say, just like the example I said now, a lot of people will say, for example, as many as 4 5 times in their essay because they are trying to cite an example. But there are various ways to cite examples, yes. Okay, and we will be dealing with that in this particular lesson. Okay, now the task involves identifying new words, then identifying words used interchangeably, then identify uncommon and higher expressions, then identifying some good transition. Okay, let me write this one. Good transition using them. So I need to change this one right in your presence so that you can see the verb agreement, using them to make sentences. Okay, and one of the ways I encourage, because some people do not have the opportunity or the advantage of reading novels or things like that, I recommend you read journals. Yes, I've been able to pick this journal, I think precisely from, I think it's Harvard Business School Review. Yeah, the title of the journal is Why Tech Innovation Isn't the Answer Everyone Thinks It Is. Value innovation is the cornerstone of new market creation. Okay, so you need to pick journals from these top school sites: Harvard, Yale, Stanford, London, INSEAD. They have some good journals in on their business school site, and you need to pick from different backgrounds to be able to develop vocabulary and the right language, or what I call lingo, register in each particular field. Okay, you can see that I have highlighted some words in green, some in red, some in blue. The ones in green are the expression, the uncommon expression, not the everyday expression people use in conveying their messages. And also the one in red are words that can be used interchangeably. When the words came up repeatedly, the writer had to substitute them for one another. And the word in blue, okay, I think I've mixed two words together. I normally use the blue in transition, but I've used the blue again to indicate another form of example citation. Okay, the way example is being cited. Okay, I will read the first few paragraphs to show you that this is a real journal. Then I will go to the latter part because I have cataloged some of these things I highlighted in blue, in green, and red. The climb in the US stock market over the last year has been greeted warmly by many investors, especially. You can see that I highlighted two words in two um, expressions in English. The climb, okay, most of the time the commonly used is the increase, the rise. So we've seen that there is another form of expression. Now, for those who are writing academic in the writing one, you will discover that you will need to analyze a graph. These are words. The first one, the climb in the US stock market. Instead of saying the rise or the increase, you say the climb. Okay. Now, I said investors especially because I like the expression because has been greeted by many. Some people will say, for example, investors. Okay, investors especially. I have another expression to use in that. I said most notably investors. Okay, so that's the way to properly start conveying write-ups in standard and well-structured English language. Okay, okay, that does not, however, take away the day-to-day challenges most businesses face. Okay, think stiff competition, shrinking demand, and squeezed profits. Instead of the person saying shrinking profit again, the person says squeezed profit. Instead of the person use declining or decreased, it says squeezed. So this paper has been able to use words that people don't normally use every day in conveying comparison. Yeah, I think I recommend this journal for those who are doing academic writing, for the writing one where you analyze graph and charts. Okay, now, the newspaper and magazine industries can certainly attest to that. Instead of saying, "Oh, yes, writing a tip," for example, the newspaper and the magazine industry has witnessed this. It said the newspaper and magazine industries can certainly attest to that. Okay, I usually say you can use a typical case is that of the magazine and newspaper industry. And this is another example. So you should not be writing for example, for example, for example. Almost every other person writing the exam will use the word for example. So the newspaper can attest to that. Many are focused Many have been forced to close their door, consolidate, and let people go to survive, never mind thrive, while the stock market has reached previously unimagined new heights. Okay, I love this expression because this is what I call embellishment, unimagined new heights. Okay, what to do? Not surprisingly, you are introducing something that is not new, but so you want to say, not surprisingly, okay, this should be one of the solutions, not surprisingly, because you feel people are aware of it, but yet you are introducing it. It's a way of embellishing and writing that shows that you have good command of English. Not surprisingly, so it should be in a green color code, sorry. Not surprisingly, sorry, it should be in a blue because I like it's a kind of a transition because everybody thinks firstly, secondly, furthermore are the normal transitions. You can use a transition to convey your feelings about something. Most vexing challenge, that is, you think, okay, there are many challenges, but yeah, the most vexing or the more vexing challenge, if you have already mentioned a challenge before, or you think that's the more vexing challenge of all the challenge or the two challenges, okay, more astonishing still, okay, not surprisingly, this one is surprisingly, more astonishing still, maybe you've said something that is exciting, then you said, okay, more astonishing still. Okay, those are good transitions that people don't use commonly day to day, because in previous vocabulary development, some of the words I'm using today, like more astonishing, still, more vexing, challenge, have been highlighted as transitions that we can use. Okay, the rapid growth, rising market valuation, and media coverage of companies like Amazon, Apple, Netflix, all which seem to largely defy the tough day-to-day reality or the face, have led many to see technology innovation as the answer. But is it? The technology innovation the answer is technology innovation the answer everyone think it is for firms that want to go beyond competing, create new markets, and achieve rapid growth as these giants have? Our research suggests no. Okay, this will be the last paragraph I will read, so we'll go quickly into the task. Okay, as we lay out in our book, this is another transition. Okay, and I love the expression. Yes, as indicated, you are trying to cite an example instead of saying, for example, as stated in our book, or as stated in our, as we lay out in our book, we speak to audiences around the world about market competition and innovation. We often begin by asking them to consider the Motorola's Iridium satellite phone and Sidway's personal transporter. Were these market creating moves, technology innovation, and were they commercial successes or failures? Audiences usually answer yes to the first question and failures the second question. Okay, so let me just go into the word now. Look at this one in red. Reply, come up with. Instead of saying reply, you can use that response, but it said come up with. So sometimes you can have a one word alternate word or one word alternate expression to replace a particular word. Okay, actually MITS and Ampex respectively. You are trying to refer to two entities that address a particular issue, and you've arranged them in order so you can say respectively. It's always good instead of referring to the fact that it is MITS and Impex that actually designed PCs and VCRs. Because if you look at the paragraph, that's what it was saying. Okay, then the next paragraph, you can see creating new markets. Lay extraordinary egg. Those words can replace one another. Something creating new, lay egg. Hatch them. Okay, hatch them was replaced here, capitalize. Okay, so those are the words I have been able to catalog, and then I would use some of them in sentences. Okay, because we pick them from sentences, don't just assume that yes, I have been able to catalog this thing. You need to use them in sentences before they become part of you, before they are planted in your memory, and before they stay with you, because those are three alternate expressions I've used. Okay, now the next stage is using them to form sentences. Yes, that's the next task. After you've been able to identify these words, so I will use, if I have the time, I will use almost or all of them in sentences. And from here, if you are watching this video, after this task, pick a journal, do the same thing. If you are able to, if you are doing Ielts writing in like a month, make it a task you do every day. Then every other day you write. But you must, when opportunity comes or arises to use these expressions and use alternate words and expressions, please do. They are the things that can propel your mark to 7.58. The ability to use wide range of method, wide range of system to convey your information. Okay, now I want to use the word shrinking and squeezed. Okay, You can see I introduced a word that was not part of here. I just want to make maybe something like a complex statement. I'm just thinking. The price of goods have been on the decline in recent times, and the shrinking values is due okay squeeze demand. Okay, does squeeze appropriately replace it here? I think so. Okay, squeeze demand. Okay, declining demand. Okay, now let me use another word here, reply and come up with. Okay, he has given me a response to my question, and his reply connotes he knew nothing about the whole mess. However, Jide was able to come up, was not able to come up with any response, and to me he seems culpable. Okay, maybe he has given me a response to my question, or let me say he has responded to my question. I love that. It's a very straightforward answer. He has responded, because some of the time these are the things to my question, and his reply connotes he knew nothing about the whole mess. However, Jide was not able to come up with any response, and to me, he seems culpable. Okay, culpable means he likely guilty. So you can see the word I have used there, come up with, responded. That's the way to use those words interchangeably. Reply, instead of keep saying respond, reply, come up with, they replace one another. They show that you have good range of words to convey your messages. The goods as, okay, the price, sorry, the price is the factor here, so it is singular. Okay, and that's two sentences, and let me use uh, the higher or common expression. The climb in the price of groceries is down to the recent strike or industrial action. I am using the word strike because it's what's commonly used in Nigeria, but industrial action, if it's first mentioned, you can use the most standard word. The climb in the price of grocery is down to the recent industrial action by manufacturers. Yes, manufacturers. Okay, so then what is another one? Okay, the recent economic crisis in the country has negatively, because the first thing I was thinking about was as affected, was negatively impacted many citizens, the masses, okay, the poor especially. or most notably the poor. Okay, these are ways to convey it. So, yes. Okay, let me use another one now. Okay, yes. The stride, I want to use defy the day-to-day realities other faces. The stride the government claimed to have achieved as regards the economy defy the day-to-day realities of common man, something that is contrary to what is on ground. Yeah, the strides the government claimed to have achieved as regards the economy defy the day-to-day, okay, the day-to-day, okay, this is incorrect. Okay, realities of common man. Okay, now that is another sentence. So let me use the other ones. Okay, as we lay out in our book, as laid out by Professor Yinka in his award-winning book, All Men Are Born Equal Until Life and Circumstance sets in. Okay, so you can see now, as laid out by Professor Yinka in his award-winning book, All Men Are Born Equal Until Life and Circumstance Sets In. Okay, so I want to use the word respectively. Well, I know it's common, but some people still don't know how to use them. The government needs to attend to the economy and the health of its citizens. According to World Health Organization, okay, according to World Health Organization, I'm trying to find a way of how to go about this. According to World Health Organization, I've abbreviated it, but please, when you are writing, if it's a first mention, please write in full. So let me do that. If it's a first mention, write in full, then subsequent mention, World Health Organization. I wanted to be lazy there, but I discovered I'm writing English. So who? Don't assume that everybody knows it. In the first mention it. Okay, okay. Solving the two situation would my laureate, okay, let me check the spelling for that. You won't have the opportunity in exam. The sufferings of natives. Governments response in attending to the two issues respectively. I have not properly used this one. I want to reverse. The government and public and private sector, let me put it like that, need to attend to the economy and the health of its citizens. According to World Health Organization, solving the two situations that I'm already suffering on, the government and private sector respond in attending to the two issues respectively. That is, if they are meant to attend to the issues respectively. Government pick up one and private sector pick on the other. Yes, that's when you can use respectively. Okay, in attending to the two issues respectively will ease the burden on people. Okay, that was a long sentence because I was trying to just find a way to use the respectively. It took me a long time. Okay, but now let's go into which other one. We have given the example like explosive growth, the quantum leap in buyer's value. Okay, the present generation of startups are all into value creation, and they have, and most have been able to deliver a quantum. When you are using quantum, you are saying something very quantum, very large. Yes, very, very inestimable. Okay. And most have been able to deliver a quantum leap in customer value. Okay. So those are the example of those uncommon words. They are embellishment, a quantum leap. That was a place where it used leap in buyer's value. Okay, get a clear, compelling answer. Okay, I am not easily moved by stories that lack facts. They don't often provide. Okay, let me see the usage again. Clear, compelling. Okay, so I've been able to make 9 sentences from this word, and to round it off, I think let me just make the 10th sentence. So the most important thing is if you see me teach this vocabulary development the next time, you will note one thing. Most of the words that I've used today will come up naturally to me, and that is what is expected. Use those words in sentences. If possible, use them in different sentences and find synonyms, words that can replace them, and use them regularly. That's the best way to develop your vocabulary. Pick up journals, especially if you do not have time to read lengthy books. But journals are filled and fraught with different expressions, especially journals from top business school. Okay, let me use one last sentence. Okay, let me use the word create new market, lay egg. The extraordinary is an embellishment. Okay. Okay. I have been able to drum up. Drum up was one of the vocabulary development I've used. It means create also. I've been able to drum up new ideas that I think will stimulate the present market. Or let me say, will stimulate new demand. Okay, let me use it that way. Okay, the new sets of customers are expected to be drawn in by the, okay, let me check the word again, by the new innovation. The new set of customers are expected to be drawn in by the new innovation because new markets, because inventions creates new markets. Okay, I've been able to find a way of using create new market. Ade is of a divergent view. He is of the opinion that creating a new market, let me see the word that was used. Okay, that laying a new egg does not amount to hatching it. Okay, create. This one is create because it's plural. Okay, so that is the end of this using of these uncommon expressions or higher expression in making sentences, and that is the whole essence of vocabulary development, to get wide range of expressions to convey your message, to use word interchangeably, to use uncommon words. So you can only develop them by reading. If you are a reader, you read wide and vast. You need to bring them to your reading to bear while writing. Don't just write. I know that this could be some sort of problem for those from not native English speaking countries, like I am from Nigeria. So make it a deliberate action. If you are not the type that read consistently, please pick a journal today. Read, highlight the keywords that are repeated, then start using those words interchangeably. And in your daily activity and engagement, when you speak, have conversation or have engagement with people, use those words interchangeably. Don't just be monotonous. Okay, so till I come your way the next time, my name is Isaac Orimogbie, your IELTS guru from Allings Academy. So I hope to catch you some other time. So bye-bye for now. And subscribe to the YouTube channel after watching this, and so that you can get regular updates on our lectures as they are uploaded.